Good evening, this is Brass Tacks, and what a dramatic cat and mouse game has been going on in Ranchi between the Enforcement Directorate and Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren. Now we can confirm for you that Hemant Soren has resigned as the Chief Minister of Jharkhand, and all his MLAs have gone and tried to meet the governor with a letter claiming that senior party leader and four-time MLA Champai Soren, the transport minister in the outgoing government, he has been picked by the JMM MLAs as the next chief minister. This has been days of drama, first in Delhi where the chief minister came. He was reportedly closeted in with senior advocate Mr. Kapil Sibal. Then he gave the slip to the Enforcement Directorate. They went to his Delhi residence. He was nowhere to be seen. There was speculation that he had come in a private chartered flight. That flight was still grounded in Delhi, that he made good by road from Delhi back to Ranchi. Then he surfaced after a good 30 hours at his residence yesterday in a meeting of the JMM MLAs. Today he was being questioned from about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So after 8 hours of questioning, Hemant Soren as well as other JMM MLAs, in fact, Hemant Soren was accompanied by the ED team. They went to the governor's house, to Raj Bhavan, tried to meet with the governor. The governor apparently did not give them an audience, and instead they have given a letter. In fact, two letters, one announcing that Hemant Soren has resigned, and two indicating that all JMM MLAs are extending their support to Champai Soren to be the next leader of the legislature party of the JMM and the next chief minister of Jharkhand. We've got our battery of reporters spread across the length and breadth of the story. Arunima is joining us live from Delhi. Saurav is joining us live from Patna, and Anshul Singh is also joining us live from Delhi. Arunima, first things first, what happens here on? Because there is still confusion on whether or not Mr. Hemant Soren has been arrested. Can he be? For now, has he been taken into custody, and how long before the custody can be officially shown as an arrest?
So three things. First, one, Jharkhand Mukti Morcha Rajya Sabha MP Mahua Maji has confirmed that Hemant Soren is in custody. Enforcement Directorate headquarters is officially not saying it because I think the arrest memo formalities are still being completed. But for all practical purposes, I think Hemant Soren and his close accomplice all have been told by the Enforcement Directorate that he is being taken into custody. The arrest formalities, the memo, the signing of the memo, etc., is taking time because he's a constitutional position holder. He's the chief minister, and there are provisions for him to go and resign. The reason he wants to resign is because he's being arrested under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Bail is not easy for months together. In some cases, even for a year or longer, people arrested under PMLA have been in custody without getting bail. So can a state really be left without a chief minister in office for that long? That's the reason ED perhaps has decided to allow him the leeway to travel to Raj Bhavan, and that's why that picture that you see on your screen, Hemant Soren going to the Jharkhand Raj Bhavan in custody of the Enforcement Directorate officials. Second, we are told that the Jharkhand governor himself is seeking legal opinion because this is an unprecedented kind of situation. That is why even after initially granting time to JMM, only 5 representatives of the party were allowed inside. Others were asked to go out. And officially also that resignation letter is yet to be accepted. JMM has selected its next leader. Champai Soren's name is doing the round. But governor is still taking legal opinion and looking at what is it that the constitution tells the governor in such a situation. That is why it is taking time. JMM making allegations that this is only to bring in president's rule through the back door. And they've already done a show of strength at the Raj Bhavan. ED headquarters yet to confirm, like I said, because the arrest memo, I think, is yet to be formalized.
Saurav is also joining us from Patna. Saurav, so what is this constitutional and legal position? My understanding is if a sitting chief minister resigns for whatever reason he or she does, then the legislature party meets, and whoever the legislature party elects as the leader, then he or she becomes the chief minister. In this case, I believe the JMM legislature party has met. They have proposed Champai Soren's name as the leader of the legislature party and thereby the chief minister of Jharkhand, the next chief minister of Jharkhand. And I believe the Congress state president there has also indicated that the Congress, which is a ruling coalition partner, is also extending its support to Champai Soren's name as the next chief minister of Jharkhand. Take us through what is expected next.
See, the JMM-led UPA government has clear majority in the state. Out of 81 assembly seats, there are 48 MLAs at least who are, supporting Hemant-led government. And now that Hemant Soren will be stepping down as the chief minister, the name of Champai Soren has been finalized, and he has the support of all the leaders of the legislature party. Remember, JMM has 28 MLAs currently, and 16 MLAs are of Congress party and other parties. So total, 48 MLAs are with, JMM-led UPA government. So clearly the numbers are not a problem for them. But the problem arose when there was a discussion on the CM face when Kalpana Soren was proposed by Hemant Soren. Certainly, Sita Soren, who is the sister-in-law, she had opposed the name of Kalpana Soren, saying that she was not political, and she had never taken part in any kind of rally or any political event. And in fact, Sita Soren is the wife of late Durga Soren, who was the elder son of Shibu Soren. So Sita Soren had claimed that because she has been in politics for past 20 years, she has all the right to become the chief minister. But the other name that was emerging was of Champai Soren. Is that this is what we had told to our audience, and then a consensus was reached that to avoid any kind of rift or any kind of crisis within the party, Champai Soren's name was proposed by chief minister. In fact, the letter of support for both of these leaders were taken yesterday evening during a meeting which was called at CM residence. Both the names were selected, and it was decided that whoever is proposed by Hemant Soren at the last moment, he or she will be considered as the CM. So finally, after this whole event of feud and controversy of family rift, the decision was taken that Champai Soren, who is a 5-time MLA, and he has been in the government since 2005, and he has been holding portfolios like transport and other CST welfare also, and many other departments like food and supply. So he has been a very experienced leader in the cabinet of both Hemant Soren as well as Arjun Munda also when he was the chief minister. In fact, he is a very close aide of Shibu Soren. He has been with him since beginning, and now also leaders in the party call him a tiger in the party. So Champai Soren has that impression of being a very neutral leader, and that is the reason why he was chosen as the leader of the legislature party. And what we are learning now, Zaka, is that the Champai Soren and the other legislators have asked the governor to give time for the oath ceremony of for the oath of Champai Soren. Maybe at midnight or before that, governor may give the consent for the oath to as far as the new CM is concerned. So this is the latest piece of information that we are getting from Governor House, that the time will be given to Champai Soren to take oath as the chief minister, as the government already has clear majority in the state.
Anshul is also joining us. Anshul, there was a lot of back and forth between the ED and Hemant Soren, a cat and mouse game that played out here in Delhi and then subsequently today in Ranchi as well. What is the case that ED has against Hemant Soren?
So yes, the Enforcement Directorate has been investigating this entire matter since the month of August 2022, and since then 14 people have already been taken into custody by the Enforcement Directorate, and the statements that have been made by these people have actually somewhere or the other hinted at the fact that Hemant Soren actually knew that land which belonged to defense land, and also some land that belonged to the tribals, who are actually initially changed, the land uses were changed, and then it was transferred at very cheap prices to different people, or what the ED calls as land mafia, and that land eventually was sold off to private people. And the main accusation against Hemant Soren is that he actually knew that this was happening in his government. He was also in cahoots with this when this entire scam was taking place, and that is the reason why the Enforcement Directorate had gone ahead and asked him to join into the investigation at least 10 times, and it was only after the 8th summon that Hemant Soren actually went ahead and joined into the investigation. Post that, the Enforcement Directorate has also come on record and said that the relatives of Hemant Soren are the people who have been benefit from such illegal transfer of land parcels, and hence questioning of Hemant Soren becomes very important. At this point in time, we are still waiting for that official confirmation to come in from the Enforcement Directorate about the arrest of the Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren. When will that come? That is something that remains to be seen. But yes, the investigation that happened today, we have some details from that as well. Hemant Soren was confronted with the newfound facts in this entire matter. Remember, when the team of Enforcement Directorate has reached his residence out here in the national capital, sources had told us that some newfound facts have been found in this entire matter, and hence it was urgent for them to actually go ahead and confront the Chief Minister with that. And that is what has happened. He was confronted with those facts, but the Enforcement Directorate was not absolutely satisfied with the kind of answers that he gave. And questions were not only asked to him about this transfer of land scam that the Enforcement Directorate is investigating. In fact, questions were also asked him regarding the alleged mining scam and the coal scam as well, to which also Hemant Soren has not been able to answer them in a very satisfactory manner, or has not been able to prove that he is not guilty or involved in any of these crimes. And that is the reason why it is still being speculated, or what is being claimed by the leaders of Jharkhand Mukti Morcha, that he has been taken into custody. But yeah, we are still awaiting for that official confirmation from the ED headquarters out here in the national capital.
Okay, we'll leave it at that.
The arrest has
I want to thank our reporters. Deepak Prakash is BJP MP from Jharkhand. He's now joining us. Thank you very much, Deepak Prakash ji. तो ये अभी तक कंफर्म नहीं हुआ है कि हेमंत सोरेन गिरफ्तार हुए हैं कि नहीं, लेकिन इतना तो कंफर्म्ड है कि उन्होंने इस्तीफा दे दी और चंपाई सोरेन के नाम आगे आ रहा है। सारे जेएमएम एमएलएज ने यूनानिमसली डिसाइड किया है कि वो उनके अगले नेता होंगे, अगले मुख्यमंत्री होंगे। लेकिन वो ये आरोप भी लगा रहे हैं कि दो चीज़, एक ये ईडी को पॉलिटिकल तरीके से, पॉलिटिकल वेंडेटा के लिए मोदी सरकार इस्तेमाल कर रही है, और दूसरी कि गवर्नर साहब ने उनको टाइम नहीं दी और उनके लेटर्स जो हैं उनको स्वीकारा नहीं है, और वो गवर्नर साहब बीजेपी और आरएसएस के एजेंट की तरफ बिहेव कर रहे हैं।
देखिए, आपके कई प्रश्न हैं, लेकिन सबसे पहला अब ये स्पष्ट हो गया कि हेमंत सोरेन अब पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री हो गए। ये भी स्पष्ट है कि 4 साल के कार्यकाल इनके भ्रष्टाचार को शिष्टाचार बनाने के लिए जाना जाएगा। इनको जाना जाएगा कि आर्मी के जमीन, सेना की जमीन को इन्होंने घोटाले किए, और इसलिए घोटाले किए कि वो जमीन अपने और अपने परिवार के लिए उसका उपयोग किया जाए। इनको याद किया जाएगा शराब घोटाले के लिए, इनको याद किया जाएगा खनिज संपदा की लूट के लिए याद किया जाएगा, और भ्रष्टाचार को शिष्टाचार बनाने के लिए याद किया जाएगा, झारखंड को लूट खंड बनाने के लिए किया जाएगा। और ये भी एक संदेश गया कि जो भ्रष्टाचार करेगा, भ्रष्टाचार को शिष्टाचार में बदलने का काम करेगा, जो घोटाले करने का काम करेगा, वह राजा हो चाहे रंक, कानून के नजर में सब बराबर है, और जो भ्रष्टाचारी है उसको कारावास।
लेकिन ये भी बता दीजिए ना दीपक प्रकाश जी कि मोदी सरकार सिर्फ विपक्ष के नेताओं के खिलाफ ही ईडी और आईटी को भिजवा रहे हैं। कल को तो तेजस्वी की क्वेश्चनिंग हुई, उसके पहले तो लालू जी की क्वेश्चनिंग हुई। उनका आरोप, विपक्ष का आरोप यह है कि सिर्फ भ्रष्टाचारी सब क्या विपक्ष में ही बैठे हैं क्या?
निश्चित तौर पर आप देख लीजिए, मोदी जी के सरकार में जितने मंत्री हैं, सांसद हैं, वो आज उन पर भ्रष्टाचार के कोई आरोप है क्या? तो जो भ्रष्टाचारी के घर में छापे पड़ेंगे, हेमंत सोरेन और हेमंत सोरेन के शागिर्दों के यहाँ जब छापे पड़ते हैं तो करोड़ों करोड़ रुपए पाए जाते हैं, और ऐसे कई कागजात पाए जाते हैं जिससे स्पष्ट होता है कि गरीब के पैसे को लूटने का, अपने परिवार के हित में लगाने का काम करने वाले लोगों के यहाँ तो जो भ्रष्टाचारी होगा तो उसी की हाथ जाएगी ईडी। जो भ्रष्टाचार नहीं करेगा, देश और देश के प्रति मान सम्मान और स्वाभिमान को बढ़ाने के लिए राजनीति को सेवा का भाव लेकर काम करेगा, उसके यहाँ क्या करेगा?
दीपक प्रकाश, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए। लेट मी जस्ट रिमाइंड आवर व्यूअर्स इन केस यू आर जस्ट जॉइनिंग, आफ्टर 7 hours of questioning, it is safe to say now that Hemant Soren, the former Jharkhand Chief Minister, has been taken into custody by the Enforcement Directorate. He has put in his papers. He was taken to the Raj Bhavan along with ED officers and a whole host of his MLAs to meet with the governor and tender his resignation. The governor did not grant them an audience. Instead, he just met 5 Jharkhand MLAs of the JMM. They have submitted both Mr. Hemant Soren's resignation letter as well as letters of support electing their new leader, Champai Soren, as the head of the legislature party of the JMM and also thereby the next chief minister of Jharkhand. Now, whether or not the governor will buy these letters of support, whether or not he grants time to Champai Soren for the swearing in, we don't know yet. There is speculation rife in Ranchi that if the legal go ahead, and currently the governor is consulting legal and constitutional experts, and if that go ahead does indeed come, then the governor could call in Champai Soren for swearing in as early as later tonight. Saurav is still with us from Patna. Saurav, just walk us through, the dramatic events of the last 24 to 48 hours. How is it that there was no consensus around Kalpana Soren's name and instead Champai Soren, who seems like a veteran JMM MLA, a 5-time MLA, the MLA seemed to sort of veer around his name instead of one of the family members of Hemant Soren?
See, I couldn't hear the question properly, but yes, I heard it for what happened in the last 48 hours. I would like to tell that when Hemant Soren got a hint of him, getting into some trouble, he flew to, Delhi on 26th evening, and then after that, he went to his residence there, and he was untraceable for 48 hours. And during that, everybody in the opposition, that is BJP in Jharkhand, they started raising question as to where the CM was. So then a series of tweets that came on social media X, particularly from the BJP chief Babulal Marandi. He had tweeted that one who can find Hemant Soren, who is in a white shirt, black pant and a slipper, he will be awarded for 11,000 rupees. In fact, Nishikant Dubey tweeted that he is following the footsteps of his father, who went missing for 21 days as a union minister. So these tweets were not taken, it was taken derogatory, and JMM spokesperson Supriyo Bhattacharya had said that they would file a defamation case. And in fact, it happened today when an FIR was registered under SC/ST Act in Ranchi, where Hemant Soren had sent a complaint to file a FIR to the police station, and the FIR was registered. And in that FIR it was said that the ED that went to probe there in Delhi, the team had they had malicious intent, and they had in fact harmed the psychological and mental status as well as the capability. So after that, we saw how the ED team for last 7 hours they were questioning Hemant Soren, and the MLAs who were in the support of Hemant Soren. There were 42 MLAs waiting at the CM residence throughout the day. They had given the consensus that whoever Hemant Soren decides, if in the case he is arrested, then it is Hemant Soren who will finally decide who is going to become the chief minister in that case. So now there were speculations of two names, Kalpana Soren and Champai Soren. Kalpana Soren because she was opposed by sister-in-law of Hemant Soren, Sita Soren, that because she was a political
just give me a moment, because we can see live pictures of some leaders coming out from the Raj Bhavan. We're given to understand a limited number of MLAs, about 3 or 4 of them, were allowed to go inside and meet the governor. I think this is that group of MLAs who are coming out. I think the gentleman in the middle is Champai Soren. He seems to be all smiles from what I can say from these pictures, whereas the other two who are flanking him on either side, they are quiet. Let's listen in to what the leaders are trying to say.
आज हमने गठबंधन दल के ओर से सरकार नया सरकार बनाने का दबाव पेश किया गया, जो साथ में 47 विधायक के साथ में आज 43 साथ में भी है। इसीलिए चार बाहर में है, हॉस्पिटल में वो लोग आ रहा है। इसलिए हम गठबंधन की ओर से सरकार बनाने का दावा पेश किया गया।
देखिए, आज जो है हेमंत जी ने अपने पद से इस्तीफा दिए हैं और हम लोगों ने जो है महामहिम राज्यपाल महोदय को अपना दावा पेश किए हैं। हम लोगों ने 43 MLAs का समर्थन के साथ आज हम लोग गए थे। उसमें हमारा झारखंड कांग्रेस पार्टी से लेकर झारखंड मुक्ति मोर्चा, आज भी लेफ्ट, सारे लोग हम लोग मिलकर गए थे और हमारे पास 47 जो है MLAs हमारा साथ आज है। उसमें 43 और एक हमारे स्पीकर साहब, उसका भी समर्थन आप लोग जानते होंगे पार्टी से। जी, हेमंत सोरेन जी इस्तीफा दिए हैं और हम लोगों ने वैकल्पिक नए सरकार बनाने के लिए दावा पेश किया। अब चंपाई सोरेन जी माननीय मुख्यमंत्री रहेंगे। जी,
कोई समय मिला, कोई
समय नहीं दिया है। उन्होंने बोला कि हम देखेंगे, आपको समय देंगे।
आज का ही समय मांगा था आप लोगों ने शपथ ग्रहण के लिए?
नहीं, शपथ ग्रहण के लिए कोई समय नहीं मांगे थे। हम लोग सिर्फ इतना ही बोले थे कि हमारा दावा सही है और हम लोग को बुलाया जाए। हम लोग आपको कहाँ भी बोले, हम लोग आज भी मेरे साथ जो है 43 विधायक है, वो लोग भी चाहते हैं कि हम लोग वहाँ पर परेड करें, लेकिन उन्होंने मना किया है कि ये नहीं, आप लोग दावा पेश किए हैं।
गिरफ्तारी हो गई है,
उन्होंने इस्तीफा दे दिया, अपना चले गए।
सर गिरफ्तारी हुई है।
हम सब अपना सरकार बनाने का दावा पेश किया है। 43 चंपाई सोरेन हमारे नए मुख्यमंत्री होंगे, उनके नेतृत्व में हम लोगों ने दावा पेश किया है।
क्या कहेंगे, नया मुख्यमंत्री आप बने हैं, क्या कुछ कहेंगे?
अब हम कह दिया, आप बाकी समय है ना आप लोग को बीच में आने का, बोलने का।
आप मुख्यमंत्री बनेंगे, क्या कुछ आगे की रणनीति रहेगी?
भाई इन्होंने स्पष्ट कहा है कि हमें जल्दी शपथ ग्रहण का समय दें, हम बहुमत साबित करेंगे। हमारे 43 विधायक बाहर खड़े हैं, अगर आप उसे देखना चाहें तो आप देख सकते हैं। उन्होंने कहा कि मैं आपके पत्र को पढ़ रहा हूं, जल्दी ही आपको बुलावा भेजूंगा।
अच्छा, मुख्यमंत्री हेमंत सोरेन अब गिरफ्तार होंगे क्या?
So that was Champai Soren, the next Chief Minister of Jharkhand. The three of them have gone and met the governor, staked claim to form the next government of Jharkhand. Hemant Soren has resigned. That resignation letter has also been submitted before the governor. Tarun Khatri is from the JMM. He's now joining us, spokesperson of the JMM. Champai Soren, new Chief Minister. Hemant Soren resigns, but governor has still not given you time for the swearing in. Why is that? खत्री जी, राज्यपाल ने अभी तक समय नहीं दिया है स्वेरिंग इन के लिए, या अगले मुख्यमंत्री जो आपकी तरफ से होंगे चंपाई सोरेन जी, उनको समय अभी तक नहीं दिया है?
ने सुना कि किस तरीके से सभी माननीय विधायक राजभवन के बाहर खड़े हैं
जी,
तो ये लोकतंत्र में क्या ऐसा पॉसिबल होता है? नहीं होता है। लेकिन जब जो भारतीय जनता पार्टी जिस संविधान को लिखती है उसमें ये पॉसिबल है।
नहीं, कथरी
इनको
जी,
जब सरकार बनानी होती है महाराष्ट्र में, तो सुबह 5 बजे शपथ ग्रहण हो जाता है, और झारखंड में एक चुनी हुई सरकार ऑलरेडी है, उसके मुखिया ऑलरेडी हैं, उसके विधायक ऑलरेडी हैं, लेकिन फिर इस तरीके का कृत्य, ये हम समझते हैं कि देश देख रहा है और झारखंड बखूबी देख रहा है इन सब चीजों को।
लेकिन खत्री जी, अभी अभी आपके नेता लोग बाहर आए, उन्होंने ये भी बोला कि राज्यपाल महोदय ने उनको ये कहा कि हम आपको बुलाएंगे, लेकिन पहले हम कानूनी प्रक्रिया देखेंगे, वकीलों के साथ जो भी डिस्कशन चलनी है वो चलेगी, उसके बाद ही न्योता दिया जाएगा।
ठीक है, इसमें क्या कानूनी प्रक्रिया है ये तो समझ से परे है। चुने हुए जनप्रतिनिधि अगर जाना चाहते हैं राजभवन में, तो इसमें कोई रुकावट तो होनी नहीं चाहिए।
तो क्या आप मानते हैं
कह सकते हैं कि वो जल्द से जल्द बुलाएं?
हाँ, आज या कल में उनको न्योता देना ही पड़ेगा, बुलाना ही पड़ेगा?
हाँ बिल्कुल, बुलाना ही है। लोकतंत्र को जिंदा रखना है तो उनको बुलाना ही होगा।
क्योंकि आंकड़ों का कोई शक नहीं है ना, आंकड़े तो आपके नेता लोग अभी कह रहे हैं कि 47 विधायक आपके पास हैं।
बिल्कुल थंपिंग मेजोरिटी है, पूर्ण बहुमत की सरकार है, पूर्ण बहुमत झारखंड की जनता ने देने का काम किया है। झारखंड मुक्ति मोर्चा, महागठबंधन, कांग्रेस, राजद, तमाम जो सहयोगी दल है उनको,
ठीक है खत्री साहब, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हमें हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए। आई एम ऑल्सो नाउ जॉइन बाय कुणाल सारंगी, बीजेपी स्पोक्सपर्सन। Kunal ji, you've heard what JMM is saying, what Congress is saying. They are saying ये सब ED, CBI, IT सब बीजेपी का खेल है और राज्यपाल भी बीजेपी आरएसएस के एजेंट की तरफ बिहेव कर रहे हैं। आंकड़े उनके साथ हैं, लेकिन राज्यपाल महोदय उनको न्योता नहीं दे रहे हैं, उनको बुलावा नहीं दे रहे हैं कि आके मुख्यमंत्री पद पे वो शपथ ग्रहण लें।
First of all, I would like to make a quick correction to what Tanuj Chhatri said. He should have a basic knowledge about how the constitution functions in this country. Chief Minister is not above the constitution. And ED has followed the proper procedure for so many months, and this is the first time in the history of the state that a Chief Minister has been summoned by a central investigatory agency for more than 8 times and he has not bothered to turn up. This shows how much of a respect he has for the constitution. He was absconding for more than 24 hours. He was nowhere to be found. You will be surprised to know the Prime Minister is supposed to visit the state. He was supposed to visit on the 4th. For that, preparation were needed at the highest level of the governance. The Chief Secretary, DGP, all these officials were supposed to be planning for that visit, but they were busy helping the Chief Minister abscond. And then the Home Secretary has also been removed today. And third thing, you know, despite knowing very well that he has been involved in all the financial irregularities, he has shown one of a kind of an defiance towards the constitutional values. He has not followed the procedures, nothing. And when ED started acting upon these irregularities, they started playing the victim card of being a tribal leader. Does being a tribal leader give you an open license to loot the state resources? In 4 years, there is not a single achievement that JMM can showcase, the Chief Minister can showcase.
But Mr. Sarangi, they are saying that Mr. Hemant Soren is neither an accused, nor does his name figure in the charge sheet. All that ED has is all that ED has is that some gentleman named Pankaj Mishra has taken Hemant Soren's name a couple of times. There's no lookout circular, there's no non-bailable warrant. What basis is the ED's case against Hemant Soren? This is what JMM is asking.
I will bring to your knowledge who is Pankaj Mishra. Pankaj Mishra is the representative of the Chief Minister in his assembly constituency. He is behind the bars for more than a year now. When CM was the mining minister, that time the mining secretary Pooja Singhal, she is already in jail for more than 2 years. So now all these things lead to what? That the Chief Minister has definitely given his consent to all these people to do what they did. And on top of everything, you say there is no charge sheet. The High Court has clearly instructed the SP Sahibganj, DC Sahibganj, the Chief Minister, his representative there in Sahibganj, all these people and their involvement in the coal scam. And they have not even spared the army, right? Come to think of it, the investigation which is going on currently is about a land that belonged to army. They have sold that land as well. So they have not left anything to imagination. Everything is there on paper. Telling evidence is there against the Chief Minister and all these people. Law has taken its course. There is no point bringing politics into it.
Okay, Mr. Sarangi, give me one moment. Give me one moment. Neelam Mishra, JMM spokesperson, is also joining us on the phone line. Neelam ji, अभी बीजेपी प्रवक्ता का मानना ये है कि मुख्यमंत्री के खिलाफ जो पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री हैं उनके खिलाफ जो केस है वो सारा वाटर टाइट है। जो ज़मीन डिफेंस की ज़मीन थी, सेना की ज़मीन थी, उसको उन्होंने भ्रष्टाचार के तरीके से उन्होंने हटाकर वो प्राइवेट लैंड माफिया को दे दिया। और दूसरी चीज़, जो माइनिंग के केस हैं, उनके खुद के जो पर्सनल सेक्रेटरी थे पंकज मिश्रा, वो जेल में है पिछले 1 साल से। पूजा सिंघल जो माइनिंग सेक्रेटरी थी वो भी जेल में है 1 साल से। ये सब चीज़ें जो सरकारी मायने हैं वो उनके प्राइवेट लोगों को दिया गया, क्या ये मुख्यमंत्री के नॉलेज के परे है?
देखिए, अभी जो भी घटना घटी है हमारे झारखंड में, ये कोई नई बात नहीं है। जो भी है तथ्य, उसकी जांच होनी चाहिए। अभी भी जांच होगी। ऐसा नहीं है कि इनको मतलब कि प्रूव कर दिया गया कि ये दोषी हैं। ठीक है, अभी जांच होनी बाकी है और ये भाजपा के द्वारा जिस तरह से एजेंसियों का इस्तेमाल किया जा रहा है, जितने भी विपक्षी दल के लोग हैं उनके पास ईडी को भेज के जिस प्रकार से हरास करने का प्रयास किया जा रहा है, तो ये तो स्पष्ट है कि भाजपा क्या चाहती है। और जहां तक बात है पंकज मिश्रा का, तो पंकज मिश्रा की भी अभी तक आरोप सिद्ध नहीं हो पाया है। आप देखेंगे कि पंकज मिश्रा अगर गुनहगार है तो 2 साल होने को जा रहा है, अभी तक क्यों नहीं प्रूव कर पाए? अभी तक तो कोई प्रूव नहीं हो पाई ना। तो आरोप के आधार पे आप किसी को भी अंदर कर देंगे, तो ये तो सरासर मतलब नाइंसाफी है। और साउथ कोरिया का राजनीति अब हमारे भारत में अब आरंभ हो गया है, तो ये तानाशाही की सरकार चल रही है अभी।
लेकिन नीलम मिश्रा जी ये भी बता दीजिए कि जब हेमंत सोरेन जी के पिताजी शिबू सोरेन जी मंत्री थे मनमोहन सिंह जी के सरकार में, तब उनको भी इस्तीफा देना पड़ा, उनके खिलाफ भी केस थी, उनको भी कोर्ट ने दोषी करार पाया था। तो 2005 या 6 में उन्होंने भी इस्तीफा दिया और उन्होंने भी मतलब आई थिंक 15-20 दिन वो फरार थे। अब हेमंत सोरेन जी के साथ ये हो रहा है, ये क्या कोइंसिडेंस है क्या?
होते रहता है। फिर आपको पता होगा कि उनको सुप्रीम कोर्ट से बाइज्जत बरी भी कर दिया गया था। माननीय गुरुजी को बाइज्जत बरी भी कर दी गई थी। तो राजनीति में ये सब चीज होता ही रहता है। सत्ता पक्ष में जो है वो अपने पावर का दुरुपयोग करते हैं, आरोप तो लगाते ही हैं। अब आरोप की जांच होगी, अगर ये दोषी साबित होंगे तो सजा होना है। लेकिन सबसे बड़ी बात तो ये है ना कि सजा कभी भी नहीं हो पाता है, और आरोप लगा करके हरास करना ये कहीं से उचित नहीं है।
और ये भी बता दीजिए, फाइनल सवाल है मेरा, कि कल को जो मीटिंग हुई थी विधायकों का, उसमें सबसे ये चिट्ठी भी मांगा गया था कि कल्पना सोरेन जो पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री के बीवी हैं उनको सपोर्ट किया जाए, उनको अगला मुख्यमंत्री के तौर पे खड़ा किया जाए, लेकिन वो हुआ नहीं। इसके ऊपर क्या प्रतिक्रिया है?
जी, ऐसा है कि कल्पना सोरेन को लेकर के मीडिया के द्वारा एक मतलब कि हवा बनाया गया, एक र्यूमर फैलाया गया कि उनको माननीय मुख्यमंत्री, पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री हमारे हेमंत सोरेन जी अपनी पत्नी को मुख्यमंत्री बनाना चाहते हैं। ये आधिकारिक पुष्टि कभी नहीं हुई ना, इस पे कोई बात बयान दिया, लेकिन मीडिया में ये सारा दिन चलाया गया कि वो उसको मुख्यमंत्री बनाना चाहते हैं कल्पना सोरेन।
लेकिन वो विधायकों के मीटिंग में क्यों बैठी थी फिर?
पत्नी होने के
नीलम जी, अगर ऐसा कुछ था ही नहीं, तो कल्पना जी क्यों विधायकों के मीटिंग के अंदर क्यों बुलाया गया उनको? क्या वो विधायक है?
नहीं, तो वही मैं बता रही हूँ ना कि सीएम जिस तरह से आए थे और उनके साथ अगर वो किसी कारण से गई हैं और मीटिंग में बैठी हैं, ये बात तो तब होनी चाहिए मीडिया में जब एक आधिकारिक तौर पे एक बयान दिया जाए कि हम लोगों का प्रयास है कि कल्पना सोरेन को मुख्यमंत्री बनाया जाए, बस आगे देखते हैं क्या होता है। लेकिन ऐसा
नीलम मिश्रा जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद हमारे साथ जुड़ने के लिए। तहसीन पूनावाला इज ऑल्सो ज्वाइनिंग अस। तहसीन, so on Monday it was Lalu Prasad Yadav, on Tuesday it was Tejashwi Yadav called in for questioning, and today on Wednesday it is Mr. Hemant Soren who was questioned and now is in ED custody. He's resigned, and Champai Soren has put forth his stake to become the next chief minister and to run the next government of Jharkhand. Clearly something is up with the opposition. All the alleged corrupt seem to be in the opposition. I've just given the case of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to you just now.
Do you know there is something called magic? And let me explain to you magic. The BJP alleged another Himanta Biswa Sharma was corrupt. Same like they alleged Hemant Soren is corrupt. Same allegations. They even moved a white paper. He went and joined the BJP. From an accused, he's become a witness. But there's even more magic. There's a gentleman called Y.S. Chaudhary, a member of parliament. BJP alleged he got money from people who are enemies of our country. Mark these words. He joined the BJP. He suddenly become kosher. But there's even more magic. The BJP and the Honorable Prime Minister alleged 70,000 crores on Ajit Pawar and Chhagan Bhujbal. Chhagan Bhujbal's case went to the court. The files went missing when he joined the BJP, or they made an alliance. Now Chhagan Bhujbal is absolutely clean. Even more magic happened. A BJP MLA was caught with 9 crore rupees cash. You know, the investigating agency said in court, and I'm quoting them verbatim, "We are sorry we found this money. The raid was wrong. We did not inform the person on raiding. Matter closed." Even more magic happened. The wrong Jain family got raided in the UP elections. It was supposed to be one Jain brother, another Jain brother got raided. Supposed to be close to the BJP. 300 crores were found. Anything happened? Nothing's happened. The matter has disappeared. We are heading officially into dictatorship, Zaka. What they did yesterday in the Chandigarh elections, this is a party that will not give post to anybody. They want an opposition Mukh Bharat. Today, add this with what the Delhi police have been alleged, that they tried to frame an opposition party for the attacks on parliament. We're living in very dangerous times. Every single rich Indian above 80 crore rupees is buying a house outside of India. Every billionaire is getting their children or grandchildren to have children outside of this country. The HNIs are leaving this country and going. It's a very dangerous time.
Let me ask Rashid Kidwai. So far, there were 10 summons issued to Hemant Soren. He didn't show up for any of them. Today, the ED finally, after the 10 summons, showed up at his residence in Ranchi. There was this whole drama, him coming to Delhi, then escaping from Delhi, then showing up in Ranchi. You know, if people like Mr. Soren, and today, incidentally, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal has been served his 5th summons. If they are Kattar Imandar, as Mr. Kejriwal is claiming, why don't they just show up and answer the ED's questions?
Thank you, Zaka. Zaka, legally they should, every law-abiding Indian should abide rule of law, but the rule of law should also be transparent. The fact of the matter is we have a very corrupt political system, and what we see, if you look at the track record of ED, it is only people who belong to the opposition. About 90% of them, if we are talking about political cases, they belong to the opposition rank. So it seems as if, you know, the corrupt only belong to the opposition. Then there is also a related issue. I'm not going into the legal thing because I think the rule of law must prevail under all circumstances. More glaring is, you know, Governor of Jharkhand's conduct. If there is a majority government and if they have come up with an alternative formulation, the governor must invite that. The law is very clear. My judgment is also very clear. Why is governor dithering? A governor cannot be a tool of the political establishment.
No, but the governor surely is well within his right to ask constitutional and legal experts what the next steps should be, and whether or not a sitting chief minister, in this case, arrest has still not been shown, but we believe that he's in ED custody. The sitting chief minister has tried to meet the governor, tender the resignation, and then you have another leader of the party staking claim to be the leader of the next government. Surely there are constitutional questions involved in this, which the governor may not be an expert in answering. So he's well within his due to ask lawyers about it.
Zaka, you're giving a lot of concessions to Governor, Radhakrishnan. Fact of the matter is, we have seen what happened in Patna. A chief minister resigns and a chief minister takes oath within hours. Where was this legal inputs? And mind you, that was a coalition government. And here there is also a coalition government, but has a similar case of majority. It is whether the chief minister has majority or not, that should be done with floor test, not in Raj Bhavan. Its law is very clear, Zaka.
No, but again, I come back to the point, Tehseen Poonawalla, that yes, no question about it, the numbers are with the JMM Congress RJD coalition government, but this narrative is going to gain pace in the run-up to the 2024 elections. Nitish Kumar, they are saying, had to leave because of the black deeds of the RJD. Lalu Prasad is already convicted in fodder scam cases. He spent jail time. He's out on bail now, and he's already been questioned by the ED in the Land for Jobs scam. Tejashwi Yadav, promising young former Deputy Chief Minister, somebody who was supposed to be the face of the RJD for the future. He too is one of the main accused in the Land for Jobs. And now you have this case of Hemant Soren. The BJP is going to make this a big talking point for 2024. What is the opposition's counter? The opposition's counter that, ED, IT, CBI, etc. are being used as agents of the ruling establishment doesn't seem to be cutting any ice.
It doesn't cut ice because there is no one to carry the opposition's voice. That's as simple as that. The way the propaganda against the opposition does work, Zaka, is terrible. 90% of the TV debates that I do, 90% plus, is that the questions are asked of the opposition day in and day out, including calling them anti-national. I mean, we just have a massive story where the accused in the parliament attack have said that the Delhi police tried to frame the major opposition party on a false case by giving them electric shocks. Nobody is debating it. Not a single person. And that's terrible. So, of course, there will be opposition narrative. Opposition can only do that much. What ultimately requires support? Look, everyone who's watching your program, every single person, who's watching your program, who's about, you come right now with me to Dubai. Everyone from Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore are there. They're all buying houses there. Everyone is putting a foot in another country. Everybody knows what's happening. But more than that, let me answer this politically. Why is 90% of the cases on the opposition, as Rashid Bhai said? Let me ask another question. Why is ED success rate 0.4%? I know the BJP will say it's 94%. I will bust that later on, but it's 0.4%. Because the process is the punishment. And they will, of course, say you don't get bail even in Supreme Court because of the twin conditions in ED, that you are guilty until you prove yourself innocent. So the courts cannot give you bail. Even after charge sheet is filed, you cannot get bail in ED. It is terrible. I know of a personal case where somebody who got anticipatory bail, went to ED, was made to wait till 6 o'clock and was arrested in a completely different case on ED. That's happening in our country.
Okay.
Everyone who watches your show knows it.
Atul Shah Dio is BJP spokesperson. He's also joining us live now. Mr. Dio, I don't know if you got a chance to hear Tehseen Poonawalla on the back of the Hemant Soren case, and Hemant Soren now being in custody. There's going to be a new chief minister in Jharkhand. Champai Soren has just come out from the Raj Bhavan and said he staked claim to become the next chief minister, the leader of the next government. But the larger point opposition is making is BJP is using IT, CBI, ED to settle political scores. This is political vendetta. Out of the 120 cases that the ED is investigating since 2014, 115 happen to be against opposition leaders. It's not like everybody in the BJP is lily white and everybody in the opposition is, a criminal.
Look, Jacob, let me begin by telling you what novel, what fiction work I'm reading today. It is Bill Clinton and Patrick Patterson's The President is Missing. And our chief minister went missing for 40 hours. There was no trace. He was behaving like a fugitive on the run. He was not behaving like an elected chief minister. He just seemed to have vanished in thin air, and then suddenly he resurfaces and says all is well. And all was not well in the state. So if you see, the case we are presently talking about relates to the sell-off of a land belonging to the defense, army to be precise. And the papers were like tampered with, and the link ran right up to the chief minister. And the chief minister evaded for 7 summons, saying on one flimsy, out-of-world excuses. If I tell you the excuses, it will take a long time. And on the 8th summon, when ED said, Mr. Jacob, that if you're not coming, we are coming, then he had to relent. And the questioning was done at his own home. And 9th summon, he said he's not free till 31st March. And on 10th summon, when ED appeared before him, they had a deadline of 27 January to specify a test on which he would like the questioning to be done. He refused. And then he was like a fugitive on the run. So I think what you call the Qayamat ki Raat, or the judgment day, has finally arrived for the chief minister. He has accusations of 70,000 crore corruption allegation against his government. And the land we are talking about is just tip of the iceberg. It only is like a very petty 150 to 200 crores if you look at the entire sum of 70,000 crore corruption which happened during the Hemant Soren's government.
Give me 1 second, because I'm getting a piece of breaking news. I want to go to this as well. This is the first official reaction from the Congress party. Mallikarjun Kharge, who is the Congress president, has tweeted, and this is just coming through. The one who did not go with Modi ji will go to jail. Imposing ED against Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren and forcing him to resign is a blow to federalism. Intimidating the opposition leaders by making the provisions of PMLA draconian is part of the BJP's toolkit. The BJP's work of destabilizing the opposition governments one by one is part of a conspiracy, and it's continuing. What went into the BJP's washing machine is clean as white. What didn't go is tainted. If democracy has to be saved from dictatorship, then the BJP will have to be defeated. Mr. Dio, you want to respond to that? This is Mr. Kharge, the Congress president, making his first allegation that the PMLA provisions are draconian. Hemant Soren refused to go with the BJP. That's why BJP is now hitting back at him. It's a political charge.
No, I would say, why are you targeting can I just repeat what you say? I couldn't hear you.
Yeah. I said Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, Congress president, has said that BJP is using IT, CBI, ED to... All right, we just have pictures of Mr. Hemant Soren arriving back at his residence, I believe. So like I said, we still don't have confirmation of the arrest of Mr. Soren. We do know that he's in ED custody. How the ED will register and show this as arrest, how and when it'll do this, we don't know yet. But Mr. Soren has come back from the Raj Bhavan back to his residence. Now what the next legal procedure is, we are awaiting that. But let me go back to Mr. Dio of the BJP. This is what Mr. Kharge Congress president has tweeted that Hemant Soren refused to go with the BJP and now BJP is using IT, CBI, ED against all of those opposition parties that are refusing to support the BJP. What goes into the BJP washing machine comes out as clean white and opposition is criminal black.
See, name one leader against whom the charges were there and the charges have been dropped. There are none. But I can tell you that Mulayam Singh and his kin were facing DA cases in 2007, and when they supported the UPA government in lieu of their cases withdrawal, when the communists had withdrawn support after the nuclear deal, their cases were withdrawn by the CBI. This is quid pro quo. And you won't find such a similar example in BJP. And what I say, I'll just show you first piece of information what the Chief Minister had tried to do. See, this is the FIR which he had registered against the ED officials today, and he wanted them to be arrested. And as the first line of FIR, I don't know who has drafted this copy, he says he's an MLA from Sahibganj when he's an MLA from Barhet. So this entire FIR which he registered against the ED officials today and wanted the ED officials to be arrested today, and when the Home Secretary did not oblige, he was removed unceremoniously today. And today when the questioning was going on, the Home Secretary gets removed. And in this FIR, the signature of the Hemant Soren is also under question, also under scanner, because normally the Hemant Soren doesn't sign like this. So was this fabricated, or was this a false FIR which has been registered against the ED official just to dilly-dally the investigation? And I tell you, this is Narendra Modi's new India. However high you may be, if the long arm of law will finally catch up with you. The Chief Minister took to all resorts. He stood to all laws to delay the investigation. And there were even reports that he had his coterie of people who are lodged in the main jail in Ranchi had planned an attack on the ED officials by using Naxalites and even honey trap. And this is on record. CBI has taken over this case.
Let me ask Tehseen Poonawalla, please respond to what Mr. Dio is saying. Yes, you can say, Suvendu Adhikari was with TMC, he had cases against him, he went to BJP, those cases are going slow. Himanta Biswa had that. But tell me one big name BJP leader who has been convicted of corruption. The point that the BJP is making, Tehseen, is if there is corruption in our party, in our house, then show evidence of it. Which court has convicted which big name BJP neta in the last 10 years or even before that to show that they were corrupt?
Thank you so much for that question. The National President Bangaru Lakshman, this is the only national party in the country, perhaps in the world, where the National President was on candid camera taking money, paise do, for a non-existing defense deal and was convicted and sent to jail.
But that was 20 years ago. That was more than 20 years ago.
But this shows the level of corruption in the BJP.
No, and in the Modi era, in the last 10 years.
Well, I'm just telling you the fact of the matter is, can you please, they will never, sir, I never interrupted you. Please give me the courtesy that I gave you, Mr. Dio. Thank you, sir. The fact of the matter is that anybody who joins, it's not a question of who's convicted. There will be no conviction because when somebody is caught with cash, as I told you about the BJP MLA in Karnataka, the investigating agency actually told court, we raided him without informing him, where 300 crores was found in somebody's residence, Mr. Jain in Kanpur. The investigating agency has taken no action. The point is not, we are not saying if Mr. Soren or anybody else is corrupt, please act against them. But action doesn't happen on the other end. In Chhagan Bhujbal's case, the court was told, please shut the case because the file has gone missing.
Okay, Tehseen, just give me one moment. Just give me one moment because we are getting the latest pictures. This is from inside the Raj Bhavan. You can see Hemant Soren there along with other JMM leaders. You can see Champai Soren to his right. I think the letter of resignation was submitted to the governor and also the letter by the new leader of the JMM staking claim to form the next government. That letter has also been conveyed to the governor. There are alliance partners there as well from the Congress, from the RJD and other allied parties that are running this coalition government. But this is the first picture of Hemant Soren inside the Raj Bhavan. After this, he's come out. He has been taken to the ED office in Ranchi. That is where we are given to understand the arrest memo will be officially shown, that he will be officially shown as arrested by the Enforcement Directorate at their Ranchi unit, at their Ranchi office after what has been, 7-8 hours of questioning. So now the constitutional question is, and I guess the opposition is asking this question, Mr. Dio. Just 3 days ago, Nitish Kumar resigned at 11 a.m. and by 5 p.m. he was chief minister again for a 9th time in a different coalition, in a different government. Whereas in this case, again, the JMM, Congress, RJD has full-fledged numbers on its side. Why is the governor not inviting Mr. Champai Soren to come and take oath of office?
See, Mr. Jacob, I'm not the official spokesperson for the Raj Bhavan, so I'm not in a right position to answer this. But let me just clarify this. The MLAs went to meet the governor without prior information at 9:30 p.m. Only the chief minister and 3-4 people had appointment. So when the governor had every right to refuse when people come to meet him without appointment, and we will act according to the constitution. This is not the Congress's era where the governor's office used to be an extension of the Congress headquarters. The governor will act in accordance with the law, I'm sure, and His Excellency will take the right decision at the right time. But why this rush at 9 p.m.? And the big constitutional vacuum has been created in Jharkhand after the resignation of chief minister, because who is the caretaker chief minister right now? This is a fit case for president's rule, because there are somebody who is like in ED's custody, as you are saying, cannot be the caretaker chief minister. And the assembly will have to be convened, governor will have to be satisfied as per the SR Bomai case judgment. The majority has to be proved in the floor of the house. But till then, the governor must be satisfied that the party which is claiming, the leader who's claiming to form the government has a clear-cut majority.
Okay, Rashid, I'll give you the final word. Governor needs to be convinced that the party or the parties that are claiming that they have majority, the governor needs to be convinced that they do have the numbers. Ultimately, of course, as per the SR Bomai judgment, numbers have to be proven on the floor of the House.
I don't know what to say, Zaka. Our friend from the BJP, Mr. Deo, sounded a bit like, ED spokesperson. The minute it came to Raj Bhavan, he washed his hands off. What is the role of the role is to ensure stability of government in that particular state. He doesn't have any other job. He's a custodian of a constitutional custodian there. So therefore,
governor has certain extraordinary powers. This is a scheduled tribe area. Let me correct you, please. Governor has extraordinary powers in scheduled area, and Jharkhand happens to be a scheduled area, 5th scheduled area. And why are you jumping the gun, sir? Let the governor be satisfied that the person was claiming to have majority support. Actually, the majority support.
Okay, let Rashid finish his point, please, Mr. Deo. Thank you.
Please, Zaka, we have seen that a few years ago, Devendra Fadnavis was given oath when Ajit Pawar had become, had defected on the earlier instance at the wee hours of, so to say, morning. So it is early, very, very early morning or late night, whichever way you look at it. So this is not an excuse that, MLAs or a chief minister or a government, a political party cannot claim at 9 o'clock. And all these are flimsy arguments. Rule of law must be.
I'll leave it at that. Thank you to all our guests. We'll see how the story develops. But we have the latest update that Hemant Soren has now been taken to the ED office in Ranchi. And the process of arrest, the recording of arrest, that process has now begun. I guess in the matter of the next few minutes, the arrest will be formally shown. The arrest memo will be made public. So we will know what are the charges against the former Jharkhand chief minister, and the fact that before that arrest is recorded, he had a chance to go to Raj Bhavan, present this letter to the governor and say that I'm stepping down, I'm tendering my resignation, and Champai Soren has been elected as the legislature party leader of the JMM, and the governor has to invite him to be sworn in as the next chief minister. Fast-paced political developments in Jharkhand. It will continue overnight. That's a wrap. Thanks very much for tuning in.